Okay, hello Year 3. It is Wednesday the 20th of January and this is our RE lesson for week 3. So we are learning today to be able to talk about some of the things in the world that people think of as miracles. To be successful today, we will be able to understand the meaning of the word miracle. We will be able to explain what a miracle would be for us. We will be able to understand what miracles Jesus created, and we will begin to explain what miracle we would like to see happen today. Okay, so last week we began talking about miracles. Now this is the dictionary definition of the word miracle. An extraordinary event manifesting divine intervention in human affairs, the healing miracles described in the Gospels. Number 2, an extremely outstanding or unusual event, thing or accomplishment. The bridge is a miracle of engineering. Okay, so it can be explained in two ways, either by way of the miracles in the Gospels, in the Bibles, okay, like the healing miracle that we learnt about last week, divine intervention in human affairs, so that means some kind of godly power, godly intervention. And number 2 is something that's just extremely unusual or outstanding. Okay, something absolutely crazy that you'd never believe would happen. An accomplishment. People view miracles differently and may use it to describe an event in their life that they cannot believe has really happened. It's a miracle that I passed my driving test because I was so nervous, says Miss Dent. Okay, so Miss Dent believes that it was a miracle that she managed to pass her test. She can't believe she managed to pass because of how nervous she was. It's a miracle that I got to school on time this morning with all of that traffic, says Miss Easthope. And yes, I believed it was a miracle. I couldn't believe that I managed to get to school on time because of the amount of traffic that there was. I thought that I would have been late, but I wasn't. It's a miracle that I'm not exhausted after all that exercise yesterday, says Miss Straub. And we know that Miss Straub loves her exercise, and because she did so much, she thought it was a miracle that she was not exhausted the next day because of how much she did. She thought that was very unusual and she was expecting to feel very tired, but she didn't. Okay, we're going to watch a video now about some dog owners' miracles.
To being the puppy I remembered. That's I never thought that was possible. Where you been? So much to tell you, Dad.
3 years of his life. We never forgot him and he never forgot us.
How long have you been missing her? 9 months.
Oh, man, Davey, bless your little bitty heart. Oh.
So for all those dog owners that you just saw in the video, they thought it was a miracle that their dogs were returned to them or were found after such a long time. Some of them have been missing. One of those dogs had been missing for 8 years. And after 8 years, he managed to find his way home. And those owners, quite rightly, would call that a miracle. Something that they never expected was going to happen and they never believed would happen. Owners probably would have lost hope by that point. So, absolute miracle for them. In the Bible, Jesus created many miracles. Christians believe that this is because Jesus is a reincarnation of God on earth. Today we are going to hear about the miracle of the paralysed man from the Bible. Jesus heals a paralysed man. Wherever Jesus went, huge crowds of people followed him. They wanted to see what he would do next. Jesus was in a house in a town called Capernaum. So many people wanted to meet him that the house soon filled up with people. There was no room at all. Among the people who wanted to see Jesus was a paralysed man. Paralysed means he couldn't walk or use his legs at all. This meant that the man had no way of getting to Jesus through the crowds of people. The man's friends knew he felt sad. They wanted to help their friend. All of a sudden, one of them had an idea. He gathered his friends together and whispered his plan to them. Inside the room where Jesus was talking, there was a loud noise. Dust and bits of the ceiling started to fall to the ground. Everyone looked up in amazement to see spades appearing through the ceiling, digging a hole. Suddenly there was a rectangle-shaped hole in the ceiling. A face appeared at each corner of the hole. Then the people watched a mat being lowered by ropes through the hole. Laying on the mat was the paralysed man. As the man's friends gently lowered him to the floor, the crowd of people made space. Jesus walked up to the paralysed man and then looked up through the hole in the ceiling. Jesus was very pleased with what the friends had done. He looked at the paralysed man and said, "You are forgiven for everything you have done wrong." Some important people were watching what had happened. "Who does Jesus think he is?" thought one of them angrily. "Only God can tell people they are forgiven for the wrong things they have done," thought another person. Jesus was very special, so he knew what the important people were thinking. "Why are you thinking these things?" he asked. "What would be easier for me to say? You are forgiven, or get up and walk?" Jesus turned to the paralysed man lying on his mat and said, "Get up, take your mat and walk home." To the astonishment of everyone watching, the man did exactly that. He was able to get up by himself and walk. "We have never seen anything like this before," cheered one person. "God is good," said another. It was a very special day. Okay, so that was a miracle as told from the Bible. So we've talked about miracles as Miss Dent may see them, as I may see them, and as Miss Stroud may see them. We've talked about dog owners' miracles. We've just shared another miracle from the Bible. So a miracle from a gospel from the Bible. But what miracle would you like to see happen today? I want you to pause the video now and have a think. Okay, now hopefully you've had a think about a miracle that you would like to see happen today. It could be something small, but still unexpected. This is the key thing. Your miracle needs to be something that you would never expect to happen. Okay, so it can't be something that you hope for that could happen, like, "Oh, I hope Mum cooks me a nice dinner." Okay, because that's not a miracle. That's something that could happen. It needs to be something really shocking, really surprising, but also really amazing. Something fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to have a little go at what my miracle would be, what I would love to see happen. So we're going to start. The miracle I would love to see happen today is the coronavirus vanishing overnight. As quickly as it came, I'd love it to just vanish. That would be my miracle. And it would be a miracle because it's not something that's just going to go away in a day, unfortunately. And it would be a real miracle if this could happen. So I would like this to happen because I miss seeing my friends and my family. forget your full stops and practicing your beautiful handwriting with all those handwriting lessons we've been doing every day. So this is because I miss seeing my friends and my family. I also miss being at school. Where I see and teach all of my pen's running out. Lovely owls. Okay, don't know how well you can see that because my pen started running out, but you get the idea. So I've just written 3 sentences there. So I've introduced what my miracle would be, and then I've done 2 sentences explaining why I want that miracle to happen. And that really would be a miracle, and it's something that I hope for every day. And what you're going to do for your independent task today is to just write a few sentences about the miracle that you would like to see happen today. So what is it you would like to happen and why? Why that particular thing? Why would that be the best thing to happen for you? Okay, now when you have finished your few sentences, you can either tweet it and tag @Swingate Primary, or you can email it to your teacher to the Year 3 email address, and we would love to see the miracles that you guys come up with.